Hello, and welcome to Life of a Boss, the podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, public speaker, and mentor, Jason Hardin. This podcast is all about helping audiences create and reach their own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and personal development. Having survived extreme obstacles from an early age, such as cancer, poverty, abuse, family dysfunction, and even homelessness, Jason has learned how to master the art of resilience and defy all odds to become the boss he is today. So, get ready for some serious game and remember to keep an open mind. Now, without further delay, here is your host, Jason Hardin.
What's up, world, and welcome back to another long-awaited episode of Life of a Boss, the podcast. I am your host, Jason Hardin, and I am extremely grateful. I'm always going to say grateful because grateful is always important. You know, if I don't say that first, I might forget that I'm grateful. And I think that has a big play. Being grateful has a big play on this topic because today we're going to discuss how bosses deal with losses. And I only want to talk about this because it might explain why I've been gone, why I haven't just released an episode in the last couple of weeks, and that's no excuse. That's still no excuse in regards to consistency. That's still no excuse in regards to routine. But I've dealt with a lot of losses, and they're hitting me all at once. You know, and they're different losses. They're different kinds of losses. Dealing with a few of them at one time, and I wanted to touch on this and even get vulnerable a little bit if I may, and if I have to, and if I slip into some vulnerability, it's just gonna happen. But I wanted to get into this because I wanted to discuss how important it is to understand that bosses do take losses. Let me repeat that. Bosses do take losses all the time. While you're winning, you're going to take losses. Winning is not a straight line going up. Winning looks like a stock that rolls over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. That's what winning looks like. Some people aren't going to see the downs. And you know what? Some people aren't going to see the up. People are going to look at what they want to look at. And they're going to pay attention to what they want to pay attention to. But the point is, you have to know how to deal with those ups and downs. And you have to be damn certain that they're going to come. So what I want to do today is not tell you how to stop them. Because you'll be in a box locked in a house with the lights off trying to stop every danger and every loss and every pain that can happen to you. And that's going to cause another one. So you can't run from it. You can't run from hurt. You can't run from disappointment. You can't run from disgust. You can't run from loss. You can't run from pain. You can't run from fears. You can't run from opponents. You can't run from somebody trying to fuck your shit up. You can't run from life if you're alive. And I don't care what kind of life you live. So today I only want to discuss the importance of understanding that you're going to go through some things on the way up. Especially if up is where you're trying to go. If shit ain't happening to you, you might not be doing enough. You know what I'm saying? If you got no resistance in life, You know what I'm saying? If you don't sweat, I got a saying, I don't kick it with people who only sweat when it's hot. Meaning you got to put some effort in somewhere. Somewhere. I'm not even going to end that phrasing somewhere, anywhere. I can kick it with people that got some drive, some effort, some go-get 'em. You know what I'm saying? My wife is a serious go-getter. She's only got one mode. And that's a different issue. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, you're going to go through ups and downs. And really, if you can't take a loss, if you can't handle them, then you really can't handle success. You're really not ready for it. Because one thing about going through these losses, you're going to have to shake them the fuck off. Recently, my best friend of 28 years passed away. His name was David Walker. David is for you, my boy. And I could do a whole series of episodes on my boy, David Walker, on the things, and all related to personal development. You know, I can use him for several examples of what to do and what not to do. My boy was human, you know, and personal development, man. Getting better was his shit, getting better at something, but man, personal development, I don't think that was one of them things he was fucking with. You know, it required some patience, and it required some thinking, it required some self-reflection. I don't think everybody's ready for that. But my boy passed away. All of a sudden, in the midst of us not being 100, you know, only because he kept himself away. I never left. I've always been here. You know, I've always been here. Meaning he was going through his ups and downs. You know, and sometimes, like, from the outside looking in, I thought he was up. You know, and he passed away from a cardiovascular disease. So it was all health related and natural causes, and it doesn't make it any less sad, but it was another thing that made me feel like we don't see each other's downs. You know, I don't even know if he could have saw those downs. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the brother had a stomach ever since I've known him. Like the 30 years of friendship, the brother never had a gut. You know what I'm saying? He had a flat stomach. He was fit, athletic the whole time I known him. So the cardiovascular disease threw me way off. You know what I'm saying? So meaning it was another challenge that I didn't personally see as significant that he was going through. On top of maybe the other challenges he had, but it was something that I know he didn't go through it. Well, he didn't make it through it, but I felt like that was the loss I took. Like it's selfish to say it, and I'm only trying to get back to the point. And that's why I'm hitting it so hard with that was a loss of my life. Losing my best friend of 28 years, and I've only got a few people in my life closer than this brother was right here. My wife, my boy Steve. I can name them because there's not that many. There's really not a lot of those folks. So I can name them. Like my mom, you know what I'm saying? There's only like I said, like people that I've known, a few people that I've known longer, kicking with longer, spent day in, day out with longer. than my boy Dave. So when he passed, best believe it was a loss. It was a piece of history gone. I can't discuss memories and thoughts and feelings and ideas from back in the days, from examples that we discussed before, from plans that we made and discussed together. You know, I can't bring those files up. He's gone. And I know it has to be the saddest thing for his children, his children's mother, and other people that knew him close. And I know they must be feeling the same thing in their own way. But to me, it shows me a lot of things. I can't even narrow it down to what I've learned, and I'm not gonna say epiphanies, but just realisms that I've come to since he passed a few weeks ago. Got to be about 5 weeks now, about 4 weeks and 2 days, 4 days. And I'm still trying to process it. Literally, I'm still trying to, as we're going through this, I'm still trying to process it. I'm still trying to make it make sense, even for this podcast, even for this episode. And I guess that's the first thing that I think we have to understand in dealing with a loss. We have to understand it. We have to at least acknowledge it. Because a part of me didn't want to acknowledge that my boy was gone. A part of me didn't even want to acknowledge that we were friends. I've been trying to emotionally downsize for the past I don't know how many years. And that's only a defense mechanism because of how I was raised and how I was brought up and how I was treated all my life. So I try not to have reasons to fuck with people. And not because I don't love people, not because I don't care, because I do a bunch of shit to show I care in other ways. I just don't like fucking with people. And I don't like people getting close to me. Because the only people that can truly fucking hurt you are those close to you. An enemy is an enemy from day one. I know this motherfucker don't like me. But somebody close to me that gets in your bed, that can get in your house, that can get in your car, that can get in your family, that can get in your kitchen, that can get in your food, them motherfuckers is dangerous. That's how I see them. And I love them to death, but those are the liabilities. Those are the biggest liabilities in my life, is the people I love and hold close. Because them is the only people that can hurt me. Can't nobody, you can pull a gun to my head and shoot me. You can't hurt me. I don't care. If you're an enemy, I expected it. What took you so long? Like Malcolm when he took that last look at this motherfucker when he pulled that shotgun out in that movie. He damn near smiled like, what took you so long? So losses, losing somebody that close and still, you know, having to move on is a challenge. Like I said, there's only a few people. And that's if you're lucky. But the point is, what can you do with that situation to make it matter? Because it already mattered. It already hurt. I've been trying to figure out how to deal with this. Because I don't know. I mean, I try to spend time with his kids and their mother. Hang out, be Uncle Jason. I tried to raise money through a GoFundMe. I'm trying to do an episode now to learn or to teach what I've learned and teach what I've been trying to do. So, I'm trying hard. Like, I'm going through the list of shit that I would tell people to do if they went through some shit. How could you create an opportunity from it? How can you grow from it? How can you benefit? How can you learn? And it's hard. And this is just one loss. In the midst of a time when I'm dealing with multiple shit. But am I not winning? Hell yeah, I'm fucking winning. I don't forget for a second that I'm on top. I don't care what I don't have. I don't care what I do have. I don't care what I still need to get. I'm on top. I'm living. I'm breathing. I'm not in pain. I'm not in bondage. I got tools and access and moves I can make and shit I'm manipulating and controlling. You know, I got a good life, man. Where have you heard that before? But it's true. I cannot complain and not to say I don't have challenges, financial challenges, legal challenges, relationship challenges, business challenges. Oh shit, I got challenges. I take losses every fucking day. But I take them to win. We choose our losses. That's the only difference from a boss and a sucker is that a boss chooses his losses. And if you're a real boss, like you can start planning your losses. That's the next level shit. You're going to be able to plan your losses, but you have to go through them. You have to understand them. You have to acknowledge them. You have to say, you know what? I took a fucking L, and that's hard for some of us to do. It's hard for me to do. There's nothing that makes me angrier at myself than fucking up. Some people just wash that shit off. I think some people are way too easy on themselves. Some people are hard on themselves. I get it. But most of you motherfuckers are way too easy on yourself. And I'm saying you in case it's any one of you listening, because I want you to understand that you have to acknowledge the fucking losses that you take and the mistakes and the decisions you've made. You have to acknowledge them. To learn from it, to grow from it, to do anything with it, you have to say it fucking happened. And I think as a society, that's why we don't move past shit like racism and oppression, because we're not willing to admit some shit happened. People that are in control ain't willing to admit that they got control because of some shit fucked up that happened. But until you do, you're not gonna grow from it. You're not gonna fix it. You're not gonna get to the next level. You're headed for self-destruction at that level. That's the level they'll find you at when they moving up past you. And the point is, you have to understand that it's how you take a loss that matters. A lot of people gonna get hit in the chin, but how all those people took getting hit in the chin is different. Not everybody got back up. And not everybody's gonna get back up. Like I said, I don't make this show for everybody. I make it for the motherfuckers wanting to get it who ain't never had shit before, or don't know how to have what they want to have, or never seen it have had before. And I'm only saying that because it's like, that's where I think I came from. Didn't know shit. Nobody around me seemed to know shit. At least not how to get out of poverty, how to get out of addiction, how to get out of abuse, how to get out of toxic relationships, how to get out of toxic habits, how to get out of, nobody knew that. And the ones that did, I wasn't trying to hear. That's how you fix that. When you have so much negativity, you ain't even trying to hear the positive. You start creating your own negative. How many people grew up around some bullshit and then started doing some different bullshit? Maybe it wasn't the same bullshit, but it was bullshit nonetheless. I know I have. But I had to acknowledge that I was taking a loss. Now it's like, it's easy. I used to hate it. I used to think that if I took a loss, man, that was my mistake as a player. That was a black eye. I fucked up. Matter of fact, it's not a loss until until it's over. So I'm gonna stay in it and try to fix it, and then I just be digging a hole instead of just saying, "Hey, you lost." Because there's some shit called cutting your losses. If you don't cut your losses, they can go on for a long time. If you're in a bad relationship, let's say it's abusive, physically abusive, mentally, emotionally, financially, let's say it's just abusive, whatever. And you don't cut the relationship, the loss doesn't stop. Because being abused, getting somebody, knocking you upside your head is a loss. I don't know if you know this, man. Some of y'all, men and women, if somebody going upside your head and you ain't do shit, even if you did something, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody has to put their hands on you, there's a problem. If you're a grown ass person and somebody has to put their hands on you in a relationship. Now there's shit that happens in public and in situations where you're gonna have to defend yourself, it's whatever. But in a relationship, in the safety of your home, your family, your private spaces, and somebody's hurting you, you're taking a loss. Just in case you had to know that, you're taking a loss. You're lost. Cut your losses. Identify that's a loss. Some people, then I can fix him, or I can fix her. Cause that was my shit, man. I thought like, man, I have to have enough game. If I can't fix this bitch, I ain't got enough game. That's how I used to think. If this bitch don't get it, it's a problem with me, cause I'm supposed to make her get it. As her man, that's the responsibility I thought I had. She gotta understand this. And if she don't, what the fuck am I doing wrong? No, I ain't leaving. No, we gonna fix it. Man. You gotta cut your losses. You gotta cut your losses. I know I'm ranting, but there's points in here, so I hope you get your pen and pad, man. You gotta write and point out some of these points that are in here, because I'm not numbering them. They're not bulleted. So there's a couple of them that I said so far, but they're not bulleted. But the last one was definitely cut your loss. You have to identify and see it. And then you have to cut it. You have to stop it. You have to go the other way. You have to make a left. You do whatever you gotta do to cut your loss. Like, okay, we're still gonna have to deal with the loss. You still lost. Fuck with that motherfucker, you lost. But we still have to we have to stop the loss. We can't keep losing. So there's two things. There's two parts of losses. There's a loss and there's keep losing. You don't want to keep losing. A loss you can't do shit about. You're lost. We can recover. We can make it back. We can try if we can. But it's a loss for now. But we can stop losing now. That can be a choice. That's usually a choice we have. I'm not even gonna try to think of an example of it not being, but that 99.99, it's usually a choice we have. We don't have to keep losing. So I had to identify what the hell I'm going through, and I have to say, like, in any issue I'm faced with, man, I have to stop this. I have to stop. And like I said, even when I try to do so many things right, I gotta see what I'm doing wrong. And I think some of us don't want to admit that either. We try so hard to do right that we only see ourselves trying and we don't see where we're fucking up. Because if we're trying to get to that next level, I don't give a fuck where you're at in life. There's always a next level. There's a next level of peace. There's a next level of wealth. There's a next level of happiness. There's always a next level. And it's all within. So don't always think you got to go grab and get something external. The next level is not external. It's all internal. Meaning it's a never-ending job to work on yourself to be a better you. You're not good enough. I don't give a fuck about it. Yeah, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. You're not good enough. I don't give a fuck if you're the baddest motherfucker on the block. You're not good enough. You can get better. You can be better. And not compared to anybody else, compared to you. You're not good enough compared to you. You can be better. You can be healthier. You can be smarter. You can do more. You can be more fit, more active. You can be better in your relationships. You can be a better father, a better husband, a better mother, a better daughter, a better son, a better brother, a better cousin, a better friend, a better worker, a better boss. That's the joy. To me, I love that part about personal development. That's the part that gets me off this shit. That's the part that makes me hit record and record this shit. The getting better part is a drug to me now. Because I see the repercussions. That's the only reason I can say I'm okay when I'm dealing with so much fucked up shit right now. It's because I see the repercussions of making better decisions and acknowledging my faults and understanding them and trying to get better and being a better me. And I know when I'm not trying hard enough. And I know what areas I'm neglecting. And sometimes I don't. But that's why it's called personal development, because you're developing. It's a nonstop journey. I'm still developing that person. Who I want to be, while being who I am, which is also who I want to be. I'm glad I'm me. With all my flaws and faults, man, I wouldn't want to be nobody else because I don't know what the fuck they dealing with. I might not want to deal with their past. I might not want to deal with their future. I'm okay being me. Because I can control this. I know what I've been through. I know how to use everything I've been through to go through some more shit that I want to go. You know what I'm saying? I got this taken care of. But it's through personal development. How do you deal with your losses? I'm going to tell you how not to deal with losses. Don't make them bigger losses. One thing I had to learn, and I learned it the hard way. That's why they call me the hard way. That's not why, but that can damn sure be why. But I used to make problems worse. How many of you had made a problem worse? How many of you had even if you've never made a problem worse, how many of you had made a hole, a tiny hole in the sheet bigger? It's the same shit. same shit. And I had to stop doing that. I had to stop feeding into problems because, man, I thought when I had a problem that wasn't my fault, it was a license to create a problem. Because somebody gave me a problem, now I can give you some problems. And like I said, we learned. At least I did. I got tired of replacing shit. Having to replace shit, having to rebuild and recreate, and I got tired of starting over. I got tired of making the same mistakes because there was mistakes I made definitely more than once, twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, maybe 5. Like I said, I've never been above anybody that's been through anything. I'm not above anybody going through shit right now. I can only understand it because I've been through shit. I constantly go through shit, and I've seen the shit that I've been through, and I've seen it in other places because I've been through it. So I can identify it when I see it when other people can't. I can identify when somebody, has been through things depending on what they say and what they do and how they act. Like, man, he must have been through something. I'm trauma informed. You feel me? So anyway, don't make things worse. If you're going through something, don't make them worse. Don't lash out. Don't hurt anybody. Don't hurt yourself. Don't kick the dog. Don't beat your woman. Don't hit the kids. Don't cuss your mama out. Seriously. Don't make problems bigger. Don't send that angry letter, that angry email that you didn't send through ChatGPT and fix and clean up, and it's just raw cuss words and anger. Don't send that shit. Don't make your problems bigger. The first way to do that is to acknowledge you had an issue. To acknowledge you took a loss and you're angry, but you stopped. And now you plan how you want to deal with this. Now, instead of lashing out, instead of firing back in the same or with the same ignorance that you had to deal with, you can come back stronger. You can come back and you can win. You can turn shit into a positive. You can turn a loss into a gain real quick. Not all of them, but some. Most, many. A whole lot. I think you can turn them all into a win until it's your life. You lose your life, you can't turn that shit into a win, but somebody else can. That's why it's insurance. Matter of fact, you can. So, yep, you can buy insurance on yourself. Family can come up because you go. So if that ain't, like I said, you can plan your losses, and that's one that's going to happen to all of us. So if you ain't betting on your death, that's one thing that you're not, like I said, business decision, wealth, and all that other shit. So that's another discussion. But like I said, man, don't make things bigger. Number 2, how can you use it to a positive? How can you benefit from it? What was there to learn? What was there to learn in the loss? When I lost my best friend, the first thing I learned is that we don't have the time that I thought we had. We do not have the time to be fucking around. And one thing that gets me more agitated than anything is like feeling that I'm just fucking around with something. Like I'm just not going anywhere, and that agitates me. Like I feel like you're keeping me stuck, or I'm keeping you stuck, or we're stuck somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have no time to be fucking around. We don't have no time to be arguing about punk shit, or be revisiting dumb shit, or rediscussing stuff that we need to be moving forward, upward, onward at all times. And When I don't have to, that's a loss. Or when I can't do that, when I can't move forward, when I have to deal with anything else in progress, that's a loss to me. And like I said, some of those losses I put on myself, some the world creates for me. But either way, I can't make that loss bigger. I have to cut it. First, I have to identify it. Then I have to cut it. Then I have to see what I learned from it. Those are the three ways bosses deal with losses. We identify it. We cut it. And we see what we can do with it. How can we benefit? How can I make some money with it? How can I write a book? How can I do a show? How can I turn this into a life lesson? How can I never make this mistake again? Whatever I can gain from it, I'm trying to gain from it. Why? Because that's what bosses fucking do with losses. And I got a bunch of episodes on how to flip your flaws and all kind of bullshit. I didn't even said that before, but you get what I'm saying. You have to be able to see opportunity in challenges. Because life is going to constantly bring you challenges. And you have to welcome them. First thing I said, you have to know these losses are coming. Just because you're taking a loss doesn't mean you're a failure, doesn't mean that you're a loser. You can take a loss and not be a loser. Like I said, winners take losses constantly. I feel like I'm winning in life and I'm taking losses now. Several. Don't even know all the ones I'm that I'm probably taking, but it's not enough to make me feel like I shouldn't be grateful in life. I shouldn't be anything less than appreciative for where I'm at and the people I got in my life, the people that I have left, even the people that left this life. I have to appreciate that I knew them, that I had them. My godmother passed same time last year. And she was almost 100. She was 99, 2 weeks away from her 100th birthday, and I did an episode about her. Why? Because this is just another way I can deal with it. It's cheaper than therapy. Talk about your problems to somebody, man. And yeah, you got to pick and choose who you talk to. But, man, ChatGPT. You can tell ChatGPT to be a great therapist, a relationship therapist, a marriage counselor, a youth counselor. You can tell ChatGPT to act like anything, and it'll give you that feedback like it's that. It's a tool, man. And I'm not even trying to pitch a commercial for it. They're not even paying me, which they should. But matter of fact, I'm paying them now, and that's a whole nother episode. Anyway, I'm gonna leave y'all with whatever I said, and I want you to know that you're not alone. Everybody goes through shit. The people that look like they're winning, they're not always winning. Just because you see them smiling, like I said, create and live your own definition of success. Stop comparing yourself to other people because you don't know what they're going through. You might take the happiest person you think you know, like whether that be a celebrity or somebody in your neighborhood, your family, whoever the fuck. Trade places with them and won't last 5 minutes dealing with the shit they deal with. Or having been through some of the shit they've been through. So be glad you're in the shoes that you're in. And make the most of those shoes. I love y'all, man. And remember that success is indeed a lifestyle. Check us out at lifeofaboss.net. Man, subscribe. Hit that plus button, man. Get the super subscription. Get the paid subscription. And, man, I will be dropping game on there for 2024. I hope you guys are ready. All right, I love y'all. Until next time, peace.
Did anything stand out to you in today's show? If so, let us know. Your questions, comments, and concerns are important to Jason, as he is determined to always deliver to you only the most impactful information and content. Until next time, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and leave a review whenever possible. You may visit lifeofaboss.net for more episodes and great resources to help you become the absolute boss that you were meant to be. You can also follow Jason on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hardway Hardin. Thank you. And to never forget that success is a lifestyle.